Hello and welcome to the History of NiGHTS, which, yes, the title is spelled right. If you've never heard of this character, you're kind of in for a wild ride to the dream world. I've always been interested in this character ever since I played the Sonic Adventure games, and when I finally got to play Journey of Dreams on the Wii, I instantly fell in love with the world and the characters within, NiGHTS being my favorite. I didn't even get to play the original game until 2020, and I'm glad to say I wasn't disappointed. I'm not going to be explaining all the world and backstory stuff, and if you want to learn more about that, see my Journey of Dreams review to understand some phrases and terminology. I'll explain a bit here, but definitely come back to this video after, unless you already know and want a deep dive into NiGHTS already. I'll be starting with how they were created. How they were created. NiGHTS was designed by the game designer Naoto Oshima and character designer Kazuyuki Hoshino for NiGHTS Into Dreams, which came out for the Dreamcast in 1996. Their goal was to make a positive character to usher in the 21st century and for people to view the possible future as bright. They decided to use a universal appeal by creating NiGHTS with many different cultural stylizations, such as American, European, and Japanese. Yuji Naka, game designer of Sonic Team who makes the NiGHTS games, has stated that NiGHTS and everyone from his world is genderless, even though NiGHTS has been referred to as a he in many instances. Takashi Iizuka, game director of Sonic Team, said that NiGHTS' gender is actually up to the player to decide, so I'll be using he to describe NiGHTS throughout this video. Name, meaning. The idea for NiGHTS' name having the lowercase I mixed in with the capital letters was said by Yuji Naka to be a differentiation from the normal word NiGHTS. The I was also supposed to represent the red crystal on NiGHTS' chest. NiGHTS look. NiGHTS has had 3 different outfits to go with his 3 different games, though the outfits are generally pretty similar. In all 3 games, he wears a type of half unitard, half shirt with puffy sleeves. The only difference between games is the collar in Journey of Dreams being an actual addition to the vest with a little ascot. For Christmas NiGHTS in Dreams, he just takes on a mostly Christmas colored palette swap with red and white instead of the normal purple colors. Yuji Naka stated that the reason that NiGHTS resembles a jester is to reflect the fact that jesters can be evil, but they've also been depicted as happy-go-lucky, fitting the dreamlike thematic. Personality. NiGHTS' personality has been slightly contradictory between the games and the comics. If the comics are canon, there's been maturity from then to Journey of Dreams, but overall the intention was for NiGHTS to come off rather childlike with his mischievousness and playfulness. In the NiGHTS storybook, he kind of comes off like a jerk to Elliot, going as far as to insult Elliot for not knowing how to help NiGHTS out of being trapped by Riala. In the Archie comics, it's actually revealed that NiGHTS is only rebelling against the tasks that Wiseman gave him because he thought that the world would be boring under Wiseman's rule instead of just being altruistic. NiGHTS becomes more understanding in Journey of Dreams and shows through an interaction with Helen, making fun of her idea of having a concert, but upon realizing the importance to her, decides to dive in head first. Yuji Naka and Naoto Oshima explain that NiGHTS is not a hero from good dreams, but a hero from nightmares. Abilities. NiGHTS has a decent amount of abilities, with the most known being Flight. His big ability is Dualization. This is the act of assimilating with visitors, becoming one and allowing the visitors to make use of his powers. He can also transform into many different forms throughout the games, such as a sled, boat, or roller coaster. In Journey of Dreams, he gains the use of masks, which let him transform into a dolphin, rocket, and a dragon. NiGHTS possesses the ability to actually transport beings through portals to relatively unknown locations. This is called paralooping. He does this by looping anything with dust that naturally comes from his hands when flying. One of his final abilities known is the drill dash, which can be used as an attack, but also to double his speed when flying. Games they've been in. I'll be combining this section as there hasn't been many games where NiGHTS has gotten the main character's spotlight. Early 1996 had the first game, Nights into Dreams, while late 1996 had Christmas Nights into Dreams, which was just more of a bonus demo thing. The last game to feature Nights as the main protagonist was with 2007's Journey of Dreams. Nights has had cameos in many Sonic games, Shenmue, Phantasy Star Online, Sega Gaga, and Samurai and Dragons. He's been playable in Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, Sega Superstars and Superstar Tennis, Sonic Riders, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, and Sonic Runners. Voice actors. Nights wasn't voiced in the first game by an actor from the US, but by an anonymous Sonic team member from Japan. The first time Nights was voiced by an American actor was in Sonic Shuffle with Ilara Distler. Her Japanese counterpart was Ikue Otani. Julissa Aguiar has been the voice of Nights since Journey of Dreams, and I'm just gonna mention here, I'm sorry if I got any of those names wrong. Extra info. Julissa Aguiar said that inspiration for the voice she gave Nights was actually Hermione Granger, Emma Watson, from the Harry Potter films. It's not known if the comics are canon, but they explained that by the first game, Nights is at least 100 years old, and that the red jewel on his chest is actually Red Idia, which is a known fan theory. Around 2010, Takashi Iizuka expressed his interest in making a true third game, but said he would wait for Sega to commission it, which sadly we're all still waiting for. I'm really glad I did this deep dive on Nights. I was always interested in learning more about the character, and this gave me an opportunity to finally do just that. More characters' history to be looked into in the future. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next video.